it was amazing, and I almost left that office crying.
Hi everybody, this is Michelle from Movement Lesson, and I'm trying to help your children move better. And one of the ways they move better is with better vision. A lot of kids can't see the ball, and so you're expecting them to crawl or milestone or make achievements, whether it's look at your face or do these things, and the sight is just not there. So this is one of my moms and practitioners in trainings, Vanessa's, and in Canada, in a national health system, the difference of ophthalmologist appointments. And when she came back from my guy, she was like, oh my gosh.
Knew pretty quick after Vince was born, he was like 4 weeks. I could tell something was wrong with his vision because he wasn't looking at me and his eyes would almost like drop to the side. They drop us into the hospital at 3 months, and it's when his first visual evaluation was at 3 months old that pediatric ophthalmologist said that his eyes were fine. I had a Zoom with Michelle, and she said, oh man, that kid needs glasses. And so I phoned that pediatric ophthalmologist again, and I'm like, you guys really gotta see us. I know you said there was nothing wrong with his vision, but like there's something really wrong with this guy's vision. So they get us in. The pediatric ophthalmologist, she said to me, there's nothing wrong with his eyes, there's something wrong with his brain. So then I had another Zoom with Michelle, and she was like, okay, this is how you're gonna do it. You're gonna patch his eye, you're gonna figure out what's going on with his vision, and she basically trained me how to evaluate his own vision.
For function, not for acuity.
Right, so I knew which eye was the far-sighted eye, which eye was the near-sighted eye, and I had to put in a request to see the only other ophthalmologist in my city, and we went in, we had like a 3.5-hour appointment. And this kid, like, he's screaming and crying, we're like trying to hold him into these equipments, and like, it was miserable, it was very long.
Right, and by the way, you shouldn't be using any kind of equipment like that on a baby. That's another thing, which it should be a manual.
At the end of that 3-hour examination, she says she doesn't really want to give him glasses, but because I'm really pushing for glasses, she agrees to give me glasses, but they're for like a prescription, not even a half script. So his current prescription is 4 and 5, and she wrote me a prescription for a 1 and a 2.
This is where I ask people, I want to see the report. Again, I'm not a doctor, but I have to see functional movement. A lot of doctors do this. They somehow feel that full strength scripts weaken the eyes. No, the eyes are structural, so this is your vision, and so if the eye is too shallow or too long, that's what the glasses are there for. They could be structural for the astigmatism and so forth. There are things that come into play, but you need a child right now that's developmentally delayed who needs to see a ball. They have to be able to see a ball.
If it's too hard for a person to see, then that's when the vision kind of blows out. And then if it's easier to see, then the eye has the ability to more functionally use its muscles. The muscles will get stronger.
Right, and you and I can overcompensate. So I know good vision and bad vision. So if you gave me a pair of glasses that didn't work, I would try and focus. Or, sometimes you see people, like if I say, here, borrow my reading glasses, and they're kind of, fun. A baby can't do that. You know what I mean? Those are skills that are just because they're not there cognitively as well as just functionality. I mean, your 7-year-old couldn't do that.
We flew down here, we're doing an intensive with Michelle, and I had the pleasure of meeting Dr. Cassidy, and it was amazing. He did in like literally 15 minutes what took that other ophthalmologist hours, and my son crying. He was able to evaluate him with dilating his eyes with his lenses and give me his script, and he was able to really clearly link, your child is doing this because this is where his script is at. And I was like, yes, he's doing that.
Right.
And it was amazing, and I almost left that office crying because we're on like glasses pair number 6 by this point, ophthalmologist number 3, appointment number like 10, till we're getting to a point where my son is going to actually be able to see.
We sometimes you just need a second opinion. There are people that go above and beyond, and that's sometimes you've just got to trust it and go for it. It was a lot of work for her with COVID to get out of Canada, but now she's going home with a game plan for him, and that's what matters. And if your child just can't see, because he's now at a 4.5 and a 5, so technically he can't see past his hands, and that's why kids like that don't crawl, because the ball, out of sight, out of mind, and it's just too much work. And they also feel that they have no depth perception, they might fall, they might go, and they start preventing movements versus progressing into them. But the moral of the story is, though, guys, if you feel you're not getting the best help for your child, you need to talk to a new person or another person or another person. It's frustrating, it's long and fatiguing. I went to 26 doctors before they found a massive infection in my son's head. So I've been around that block, but really word of recommendation and all of that come into play. I know everybody can't just jump on a plane to come to Phoenix, although it's very much worth it, but still, fight for your child sometimes, and it's okay.
Don't be afraid to ask for a second opinion because your child is literally counting on that.
Yeah.